may ask you from a Singapore governance point of view, now I mentioned this, the uncertain environment in which we live. What sort of strategies do you think Singapore adopt to bring more companies into Singapore and deal with this issue of competition and all the rest of it? Can you have thoughts on that? Microphone.
Thank you, Shankar. Good afternoon, everyone. Definitely, we do live in an uncertain world. I think the economic crisis, 07-08, after we've crossed it, we thought that things are moving, as what Shankar has said. Last year, Singapore's economy was doing very well, and now we hear all the EU and US uncertainties in the financial sectors. But from EB's perspective, in terms of what we are doing, our focus is still on the medium to long term. Basically, we're watching the short-term uncertainties. We remain focused on developing Singapore into a high-value complex manufacturing and international services. As some of you are aware, the Economic Strategies Committee, they talk about various strategies, and one of them is to enhance Singapore's position as a global Asia hub. I think what Singapore has been doing is really to ensure that we remain focused and in our areas of strength, and not just competing in terms of the low-cost areas. I don't think we can compete purely on cost basis with China or India, but we can actually strengthen based on our capabilities in research and development, in engineering, in the areas where we have strong industry clusters. So basically what EP has been doing is to focus to work with companies to upgrade their operations in Singapore, to ensure that they will be able to ride through the various cycles. A lot of these business decisions are not short-term, but basically some of the plans could start way back in a few years ago, and you will see some of them coming to fruition in 2011, 2012. So that's what EP has been doing. Basically, what we see are opportunities in this uncertain climate, opportunities where companies actually can leverage on the various government initiatives that have been rolled out since 2010, 2011, things like productivity and innovation, to help companies to be more competitive at the end of the day. And as what is outlined by Associate Professor Fu here, basically talent, human resource is very key. So basically, we also like to encourage companies really to upgrade its people, because people will really be the competitive edge for businesses, and also to be ready to leverage on the new opportunities out there in the world. Basically, training ensures that the people will be able to basically ride the uncertainties and to be able to tap on new opportunities. And of course, with training and development in the organization, there's also a lot more loyalty. I think there's a question about how can companies actually retain its people, I think through development. And as a result of that, I think this would really help companies in basically building a competitive edge.
Thank you. We'll come back to people later, because at the end of the day, I think human resource angle is clearly something which is very crucial in any business in Singapore. Perhaps, Richard, if I move to you, Mapletree Logistics Trust recovered very well, did very well after the global financial crisis. What were the specific strategies you adopted to recover from that uncertainty at the time?
Well, I would say that it wasn't an easy time. We had to take a lot of pain before we could actually be ready to capitalize on the opportunities that we believe was going to come about as a result of the crisis. But to sum it up, basically we got ourselves ready. So we believe very much in being prepared for the worst. And by doing that, what we did was that we actually undertook a rights issue ahead of that was in 2008, ahead of the massive rush of so many of the other REITs out there that were trying to recapitalize themselves in 2009. And that decision came about simply because back in 2008, we strongly felt that the world was going to get a lot more gloomy before it got better. And we decided to take the bitter pill and